The Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled 5 to 2 that the Trump campaign ballot processing observer in Philadelphia had no right to stand at a particular distance from the election workers. And according to law, the distance where the poll worker has to stand is up to the local counties. Okay, now you must be thinking what kind of a ridiculous case this is and why is this guy even talking about it? But the verdict packs a huge punch. The Trump campaign, as of today, has filed more than 20 cases, I believe. Lost 8 of them, dropped 4 of them, and the one case I'm talking about today was their only win. Up until Tuesday evening, that was. Now, even that one solitary win they had has turned into a loss. So, the Trump campaign so far has not scored a single win in its tireless court battles. They must be now getting tired of winning. The lower court, which heard the case earlier, ruled that Trump campaign observers be allowed to stand within 6 feet distance from where the votes are being counted. That ruling, to be fair to the judge, he may not have had any idea how that decision would be spun by the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign turned the win to stand 6 feet away to watch the poll as evidence that they were forced to stand so far away in violation of the law in an effort to commit fraud. Trump just a little while ago tweeted this. They would not let Republican poll watchers into the counting rooms. Unconstitutional. A flat out lie. His own lawyer admitted in the court that there is a non zero number of Republican poll watchers inside the counting room. And Sir Trump was talking specifically about the case which we are discussing now. The court did not say poll watchers are not allowed. It only said the counties have the authority to decide where to place the poll watchers and at what distance. And it's not a decision to be made by anyone other than local county officials. But Trump is busy spinning it as poll watchers are not allowed. That statement is the key. That's the balloon I'm talking about. The earlier ruling allowed the Trump campaign to say that poll watchers were disadvantaged, but the current ruling bursts that balloon. Trump knows the effect of this ruling on his campaign's messaging. This election is fraudulent messaging. That's why he is tweeting like a maniac in the last few hours. Back to back tweets about this particular case. I think I saw like 4 tweets about this case in less than 2 hours. Sorry, Donald Trump, your cases were a joke and the only win you had just evaporated in front of your campaign's eyes. It is very important to keep Trump's make no sense lawsuit wins to a zero. The campaign is in desperate need for some oxygen, any oxygen to gather momentum. As the clock keeps running out, the zero wins so far position puts them under extreme duress. This will make them vulnerable to do something stupid and get caught in the open. Just like what Lindsey Graham did. The chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee called the Secretary of State in Georgia asking him if he can look hard into ballots and if it's possible to toss out mail-in ballots of entire counties wherever signature mismatches are higher. And the sloppy part, he asked these questions to Georgia Secretary of State when the secretary had his staffers on the call. Not only Georgia, Lindsey Graham has also made similar calls to 2 other states. There is going to be an investigation into this matter very soon, and it is not going to be pretty. In Pennsylvania, Monica Palmer, who is one of the 4 members who is responsible to certify election results in Wayne County, tried to deploy a very similar tactic. She had a problem with out of balance recording in counties, a common problem that happens in precincts all around the country. But she was okay to certify Livonia, that had second highest out of balance recording, but refused certification for Detroit. Livonia has a higher number of white voters, while Detroit has a high number of black voters. After things got out of hand and the nation's spotlight fell squarely on her shoulders, she backtracked and certified the results. But it was already too late. The entire country knows what she tried to do and the exact words she used. These kind of mistakes will increase as long as Trump lawsuits crumble under the weight of courtroom scrutiny. And it's good for the country as it will serve as a huge warning to anyone who wants to go down this road in the future. That's why the loss of the single case that the Trump campaign won in the lower court matters. It burst the only balloon Trump was running around with. If you have watched this far, You may think my effort is worth your time. And social media barons like Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey say that they are tamping down on disinformation, but the only content that gets throttled is the content like the one you just saw. So if you want evidence, I'm possibly the only analyst who predicted Biden will win 306 electoral votes in this election, but that video has reached less than 100 people. YouTube, have, YouTube has all the data and it knows that I posted that video before the election, but it still wouldn't move the needle for it. According to Politico, the most shared Facebook posts this month repeatedly were from a man who deals exclusively in conspiracy theories. Please share the video or the channel with your friends and family. That's the only way it will reach more people. If you can subscribe, that will also help me gain some traction. Thank you for your time.